Hey everybody, how's it going? I know it's been a little while. I hope everybody's been doing well. You know, I just had a great week, and somehow it started off with me waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning on a day I didn't have to go to work. I'm going to get to my story, but if you can put up with me rambling a little while, we're going to have Riley here at the end to make an announcement about our next video after this one. So just hang on, and here we go.
Hi, I'm Tommy. I live in Central Florida with my wife Noreen and our daughter Riley. We invite you to join our journey as we get ready for Japan.
Yes, so ATARASHII GAKKO had a concert recently at a place called Liquidroom Ebisu, Tokyo. And because it was a sellout and we still wanted people who weren't able to make it there to be able to see it too, they actually live streamed it and allowed for people overseas to watch the live stream as well. So I was able to watch the concert live from right here in Orlando, where it's of course 4 a.m. So I was actually able to do this before, but when I watched it before, I watched it on my phone, a little tiny screen on my phone. But since I watched it that first time, I'd actually figured out how to watch it on our TV, you know, the big TV that I used to sit in front of with a picture of the Tokyo Skytree. Yeah, not Tokyo Tower. Skytree. Tokyo Tower. I am my own. But yeah, so I was able to watch it on the big screen and watch it live, and it was really cool, a really great concert too. They played a lot of the songs, you know, that I already, you know, I know really well, and I really love songs, you know, like Otano Blue, songs like Koigeba, you know, a lot of those songs that you would really expect, and also, you know, because it's really what they're promoting now, their new EP, Snacktime. So a lot of the new songs, of course, already Pineapple Kryptonite they performed, but also newer songs like Free Your Mind, and some songs that they never performed live before. That they had all new choreography for new performances, and it's really great to see because their songs are really I think they're really meant to be performed live, where you know, they put on the whole presentation with the choreography, where a lot of times, you know, the choreography really tells a story. So even though, you know, my Japanese still isn't great, I'm still really able to follow along because you can really tell by the dance what kind of story they're trying to tell. There were also a couple kind of unexpected things, I think, for me at least, because they weren't really songs that I was that familiar with before I had seen this particular concert. Recently, 88 Rising provided some original songs for the soundtrack of the movie Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. One of the songs in that was used in the soundtrack that was actually used in the movie was a song called Lazy Susan. One of the rappers on that song is Warren Hugh, who, since, you know, they both work for the same label, they had actually worked together for the song Freaks. Warren Hugh did a rap for that song. So at some point, I guess they decided, either because Warren Hugh is someone that they knew, or maybe just because, you know, AG sounds kind of like lazy, so they did their own version of the song, which they call AG Susan. And I hadn't seen that one before, so it was really cool because it's really different from a lot of their other music. So it was a really cool one to see. One of my favorite things that ATARASHII GAKKO does is their cover of Intergalactic. You know, Beastie Boys, one of my favorite bands of all time. Intergalactic, definitely one of their best songs, and I love ATARASHII GAKKO's version of the song too, where it's, you know, they both do some of the English lyrics, but then they also do part where it's their own Japanese lyrics to the song as well. You know, all that great new stuff is really cool to see. But one thing I thought that was really interesting that I think I saw the fans really reacted to was that they did actually one of their old songs. If you kind of look back as far as you can possibly go, find like the oldest possible videos of ATARASHII GAKKO performing together, chances are one of the songs you're going to find is a song called Tomei Girl, which, you know, sounds like it has Tommy in the name, but yeah, Tomei, it's in both. They have a song named Tommy Girl and a song named Tomei Boy, and they actually perform the one after the other in the show. And Tomei Boy is already one of my favorites. But Tomei Girl, it's a different kind of song. So it's really interesting to see the show where they, you can find these old recordings of when they were basically little girls performing this song, and now they're all adults now, and performing the same song. The fans had a really they really seemed to love that they had done that one. One thing that the concert really made me do is wish that I been working harder on my Japanese. I still don't know it really well, and so I didn't really catch a lot of what they were talking about between. They would talk between the songs. Also, there was a whole little skit where they with a comedian in it, and a lot of that was kind of lost on me because there was some stuff that I could pick up. There's some words that I was picking out every once in a while. But yeah, so I really wish and I really want to keep working really hard on that, and really that's one of the reasons why I would want to work on Japanese other than just traveling there, is wanting to be able to enjoy these performances even more by understanding more of what they're saying, and also the words in the songs themselves. But one thing I was able to kind of follow along when they were talking about was that Money Mark, who is their producer, and has really been acting as a mentor for them. And of course, Money Mark has worked with the Beastie Boys, and so he's really been kind of helping them kind of unleash their creativity in some of their new songs. So they really wanted to acknowledge him, and that he was watching it on the live stream as well. So kind of the finale of the show was performing the song "Free Your Mind," and it's kind of a testament to how their audience has been expanding. "Free Your Mind," the version that they performed in the show, had Japanese lyrics, had English lyrics, and also Spanish lyrics. For the fans that they've had already, and the fans that they're getting all over the world now. Well, they'd already performed a lot of great songs, given a lot of performances, but I had a feeling something else was on the way, because there was actually one of their new songs they hadn't performed yet, which was "Happy Hormones." Another one of the new songs from Snacktime. They'd already performed "Candy." They performed "Fantastico," which might be my single favorite song by ATARASHII GAKKO now. And the performance was really cool too. And that the choreography really, it seemed to be telling a story about a wild night out. And it was interesting how they would do it, where the speed would change, where they'd be dancing at full speed, then they would be moving in sort of slow motion, kind of like the speed ramp you'll see in some movies, only they were there doing it live. So they performed all those songs, but they still hadn't performed "Happy Hormones." So of course they came out for an encore, and sure enough they performed "Happy Hormones," which is a nice kind of bouncy song, and it's always fun to just see them perform together, just being happy together, because you can really tell that these are four friends doing something that they love. It is a performance there, that they put in lots of practice. Something I think I've heard about is sort of the idea of putting in the hard work so that you can have fun later, and that's something that they really seem to exemplify. Like they work very hard at their singing and their dancing and everything like that, and then when they go into the performance, they can have fun doing the performance. And then the finale of the encore was, again, what I would consider as kind of their signature song, "Mayoe wa Todoshi." When I was first learning about ATARASHII GAKKO, and I was just kind of curious and checking out different things, checking out their funny videos, checking out their songs, and then finally I had found this recording of a live stream concert that they'd done at one time, and I was really enjoying it. But when they got to "Mayoe wa Todoshi" in that performance, that was when I became a fan. Like that was what really grabbed me. The first time I saw them perform that song, it made them one of my favorite musical groups of all time. And even though the first time I saw them perform it, they didn't have an audience, but they actually got the crew that was recording them really into it during the performance too. But it's on a whole other level when they have an audience watching them perform it, because it's just they interact with them. And with "Mayoe wa Todoshi," it's really they reach out kind of in time to the music, and they do that, and the audience does it at the same time. And you know, and you can just see them, you know, kind of reaching out to each other. And, you know, watching it, you know, and I'm, you know, watching it live, you know, is really great, but I'm still, you know, watching it on a screen. And, you know, when I watch that, that's when I really imagine what it might be like to see them in person, and to be there, and, you know, just doing that, reaching out. And it's, you know, something that I'd love to do, to see them in person someday, whether it would be if they were to come here, you know, to put on shows in America, hopefully, you know, right here in the Orlando area. I think it would make sense, right? People come from all over to Orlando, and I think, you know, people would come here to see that. Even in Japan, they're still, you know, kind of a little obscure, and, you know, they say that, but I think, you know, it's starting to get to a point where they're not really going to be that obscure anymore. Since their performance at the 88 Rising of Head in the Clouds Festival, they've been appearing in the Japanese media a lot, on a lot of different TV shows, giving live performances on shows, and they haven't given a live performance on it yet, but they were actually featured in a segment on, I guess, what's Japan's biggest music television show, where they were, you know, talking about them and showing some of the video from both the music video for Pineapple Kryptonite, and also part of their performance at the Head in the Clouds Festival. So they are getting more and more noticed all the time in Japan. You know, people in other countries, including here in America, are seeing them more and more. So I'm really hoping that one day there'll be an opportunity to see them here. So they have announced an upcoming concert. You know, I'm still hoping for one here, but it is pretty exciting, I think, for them and for their fans, is they have an upcoming concert at Zepp Diver City. Every other time ATARASHII GAKKO has had a concert, and they've announced, you know, that, you know, they're going to have a concert, and they announced where it's going to be. It's always been that was the first time that I've heard of the place where they're going. But this time, when they're putting on a concert at Zepp Diver City, is actually a place that I've heard of. In fact, I think I mentioned it on one of my other videos. Diver City is the shopping mall in Odaiba that has a life-size Gundam in front of it. So yeah, there's a concert venue that they have there, and it's that very same mall with the life-size Gundam. So that's pretty cool by itself. But Zepp Diver City is really seen as kind of taking a next step for them, because that's really a place where bigger musical acts perform. Some of the better known Japanese musical groups, groups like Asian Kung Fu Generation, the Pillows, Baby Metal, have performed at Zepp Diver City, and even some international acts that have been touring. Ariana Grande has performed there. Gwen Stefani and Bob Dylan have all performed at Zepp Diver City. So this is a big step for them, and hopefully you know, that this will be something that continues to grow for them, and hopefully someday they'll perform somewhere around here. That's always what I hope for. But you know, whether they come here or they have to be performing somewhere we can get to while we take our trip over there, I'm really hoping that sometime in the next couple years that I'll be able to see ATARASHII GAKKO live. I'm sorry I haven't been able to get Riley into this. You know, she's not really that interested in the music that I'm interested in. Hey Riley! How's it going? So Riley, I just finished my last video. What do you think we should talk about on the next video? Should we talk about this guy? You want to talk about Pokemon in the next video? Right, so that's what we'll do in the next one, okay? You made up your mind. We're gonna talk about Pokemon next time, okay?
Okay.
Alright, thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Yep, we hope you enjoyed it. Hope you just click like on the video if you liked it. Please let us know in the comments if there's anything we can do. And of course we have more coming up, including that Pokemon video. Maybe not just Pokemon, we'll talk about cartoons, okay?
Yeah.
Pokemon and other cartoons.
Yeah.
Sounds good? Alright, so we're going to talk about that next time. I'm going to get elbowed in the face. Let us know if there's any anime you'd like us to talk about. Let us know about that in the comments too. Alright, so thank you for watching. Bye-bye!
Bye-bye.